From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Afternoon Edition.
And right now on the Afternoon Edition, murder charges announced against the people accused of killing a 2-year-old in a rolling gun battle. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Reed Cowan. So here's what we know at noon. The Alameda County District Attorney's Office says the 2 men involved will be prosecuted on murder charges with some special gang enhancements. Ivory Bivens and Trevor Green face life in prison if they are convicted. They are accused of ambushing another vehicle with an AR-15 style rifle along 880 in Oakland in November of 2021. While trying to shoot the people in that vehicle, investigators say they shot into the car little Jasper Wu was riding in. This child's life cut short. One of the people in the other car faces felony possession of a firearms charges. A memorial is growing for the teenager hit and killed by a vehicle in San Jose's Canoas Garden neighborhood. The medical examiner's office ID'd the teen as 15-year-old Justin Estira. Mourners placed flowers and prayer candles near the site of the crash on Reconada Drive by the Almaden Expressway. This was the scene in that morning. Police responding to the crash scene just before 1 in the morning. The driver, a juvenile female, cooperating, we understand, with investigators at this hour. By the way, if you're keeping track, this is a problem in San Jose neighborhoods. It's their 12th pedestrian death so far this year alone. Well, part of San Francisco's Triangle neighborhood closed off due to a gas leak and water main break. This started just after 7 this morning. Police say to avoid the area at that avenue and Castro Street, people within 1 block radius of the area were forced from their homes. Firefighters say no injury so far to report. Muni buses have been rerouted. A truck carrying trash caused a major traffic backup. Look at that. The big rig overturned on 680, and right now 2 lanes are blocked. 680 north at Sunol Grade area. No word on when it's going to reopen. San Jose City Council approving plans to open a new safe parking site despite quite a few objections. It's still expected to be the largest city-sanctioned RV park. It's part of a bigger plan to help out the homeless while the city comes up with a plan for more permanent housing. So look at this. The site is about a mile from the Berryessa BART station, but as Devin Feely is about to show you, some neighbors say the city needs to find a new spot.
Behind me is what is left of what was just a short time ago one of the largest homeless encampments in the city of San Jose, near the San Jose airport. And you could perhaps understand how someone who could drive past or through this area and see what looks like disorder or chaos and say, I don't want that in my neighborhood. But the mayor says the people living here are deserving of help, and his promise to neighbors is that a managed city-sanctioned encampment isn't going to look like this. Brooks Buncher is one of an estimated 400 homeless men and women living in their cars or RVs on the streets of San Jose.
There are plenty of people out here just like me who are willing and capable to work, willing to be clean, willing to do things that they need to help themselves.
Brooks currently lives and sleeps in the backseat of his SUV, works odd jobs, and earns just enough to eke out a meager existence on the margins of regular society, and says he would jump at the chance to join a safe parking program.
Not everybody's out here because they want to be. Not everybody's out here because they have had a better option and chose not to. A lot of us are out here simply because we need a chance to be able to be independent.
The San Jose City Council voted to open a safe parking program in the city's Berryessa neighborhood. They'd pay roughly $18 million over the next 10 years to house people living in their RVs and cars.
As the mother of 2 kids, 2 young kids, this is not acceptable.
Christine Lee lives near the proposed encampment. She's concerned about who may end up living there and worries about the safety of her children and others nearby.
If all the neighborhoods are opposing plans like this, then we should find a place further away from the neighbors.
The city just want to get rid of the eyesores of the other businesses on maybe Montague Expressways and other places, but putting them together out of the street, and then they consider the job done.
Mayor Matt Mahan says there are currently thousands of homeless men and women living on the street in San Jose. This program, in contrast, he says, would offer them order and opportunity, structure, and services.
The question is, do you want someone to be living in a tent or RV that's completely unmanaged, without security, without services in your neighborhood? Or would you like them to be in a site that has security and services and gives them the opportunity to turn their lives around?
Brooks says he'd like the chance to prove that he could be a good neighbor.
I fully think that it's possible to do it without all of this chaos, but it will take proper management, and it will take probably at least a couple people on site.
The mayor says that there is often opposition from neighbors to plans like this at the outset, and the onus is on the city to prove that they can do an effective job in managing these communities.
Still no word, though, on when the RV site on that Bay area will open. We'll be watching it. Let's get to First Alert meteorologist Darren Peck now at noon with a check on your weather.
We're watching a cloudy day out there, Reed. It's all the marine layer. It's fairly high. It's coming in way above the Golden Gate in the Marin Headlands, and it's going all the way inland. That's the view over San Francisco. You can see the scene from the top of the Mark Hopkins Hotel. But as we go to the Tri-Valley, plenty of clouds here as well. The number right now in Pleasanton is 67 degrees. And if we do the comparison for where that number goes for the daytime high today, it's going to be able to climb, but it's still staying below average. So the numbers here, which could typically get around 80, you could hit 90 this time of year, but 80 be the average. You're going to stop shy at 73 degrees will be your daytime high. And if we look across the next 4 days, you don't see a whole lot of change there. By the way, look how widespread the marine layer is. It is persistent, but if we put it into the futurecast and watch it melt back by about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, we should see more blue sky, especially for those inland valleys than we've got right now. I'll see you with the rest of the forecast coming up in a bit. Reed, back to you.
All right, my friend, thank you so much. Well, just minutes ago, Ron DeSantis of Florida made a surprise visit to the state of Arizona. It comes after the state of Florida confirmed this morning they arranged those flights that took around 36 migrants to Sacramento in recent days. He held a roundtable discussion with local officials to talk about immigration at the southern border. Governor DeSantis called it an American crisis and said states should join together to fight the issue, but he also talked about the transportation of those migrants from Florida to what he calls sanctuary cities.
We have put forth resources to assist with the transportation of illegal migrants to sanctuary jurisdictions where, they've advertised that they welcome that. That prevents for coming to Florida, and I think it's also been very effective.
So the transportation of migrants from Florida to California is another political back and forth between the states. In fact, you can see a group of people dancing in this video provided by the state of Florida. And another clip of a man getting off of a plane saying, "We made it to California, thank God." The state of Florida says the migrants gave verbal and written consent to be flown to California amidst a lot of criticism about that move. You can see video there of people holding some kind of paperwork. Now, despite Florida's claims, California Attorney General Rob Bonta says he's now investigating what exactly happened.
Many did not know. I know that for a fact. They told me they did not know. They did not know they were in Sacramento until they were in Sacramento. Sort of kidnapping and the crimes that are related are a category that we're looking at.
So meanwhile, Governor Newsom issued a statement calling DeSantis pathetic and threatened him with kidnapping charges. Former Vice President Mike Pence is now in the race for president officially, the two-time running mate for former President Donald Trump, now casting himself as a conservative alternative to the GOP frontrunner. Two more candidates already putting their name in the Republican field also, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum.